Hey, thanks for tuning in to Check This Out Mathematics. In this series of videos, we are going to do some lessons on logarithms. So you might be asking the question, what is a logarithm? So let's find out. Let's begin with an idea here. If we have 2 to the third, okay, 2 to the third, well, that of course means 2 times 2 times 2, and that would give us 4 times 2, and that would give us 8. Right, so 2 to the third means 2 multiplied by itself 3 times. That's what an exponent here, this notation exponent, is saying to us. It's telling us how many times to multiply the base. And so we say 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times. And 2 times 2 is 4. And then 4 times 2 is 8. And so we say that 2 to the third is 8. Now we can turn that statement, 2 to the third is 8, into a question. What power, see here I put my what power, of 2 is 8? What power of 2 is 8? Okay? What power of 2 is 8? And so that's what a logarithm is doing. When we see log base 2 of 8, when we see this statement, log base 2 of 8, well, that is saying what power of 2 is 8. Just like it says right here. What power of 2 is 8? The logarithm is asking the same question. What power of the base is 8 here? What power of 2 is 8? And since 2 to the third is 8, then we say log base 2 of 8 is 3. Log base 2 of 8 is 3 because 2 to the third is 8. Log base 2 of 8 is 3 because 2 to the third is 8. What power of 2 is 8? Well, it's the third power of 2 that gives us 8. So the log base 2 of 8 is 3. That's all it's saying. Very simple idea. Okay, so let's look at these two statements here. I have b to the n is x. And I also have log base b of x equals n. Okay, and these two statements are related to each other. B to the n equals x gives log base b of x equals n. And if you have log base b of x equals n, you can go back and say b to the n equals x. This is the relationship between exponents and logarithms. Okay. And so let's put down some vocabulary here. B is the base in both instances. Okay? This is B is the base, and B here is the base of the logarithm. And now N is the exponent, or the power. Exponent or the power. Okay? And that's also true on the other side. N is the exponent or the power. And now here, x is the result that we get when we raise b to the power n. And so we call x the result. Now over here, x is called the argument. X is the argument. X is the argument over here. What are we talking about? We are talking about the log of x. What are we arguing about? We are arguing about the log of x. And so x is our discussion item. It's our argument. Okay, so now you have a understanding of these different terms here, and we can talk about them. So when we see log base b of x, when we see this statement here, log base b of x, this statement is it's not a statement, it's a question. Log base b of x is a question. It's asking what power of b is x. What power of b is x? Okay, what power do I need to raise b to get x? And since b to the n is x, okay, since b to the n equals x, then we can answer that question, log base b of x equals n. What power of b is x? Well, b to the n power is x. And so therefore, log base b of x equals n. What is the power of b that gives us x? The n power of b gives us x. And so the log base b of x equals n. Okay, let's look at some examples of these ideas. And when we're looking at these examples, we want to say how many times would you multiply the base by itself to get the argument? How many times would you multiply the base by itself to get the argument? Okay, we're going to look at some examples, and when we look at these examples, we're going to ask the question, how many times would you multiply the base by itself to get the argument? Okay, example number 1. Here I have log base 3 of 9. Log base 3 of 9. And so you're asking yourself, how many times would I multiply 3 to get 9? Well, I would multiply 3 times 3 to get 9. So I would say 3 to the second is 9. And so the log base 3 of 9, what power of 3 gives us 9? It's the second power. Okay, what power of 3 is 9? Well, the second power of 3 is 9. So log base 3 of 9 is going to be 2. That's what a logarithm is doing. It's asking, what's the power? Okay, another example. If we have log base 4 of 64. Okay, so when you see a question like this, log base 4 of 64, then the thing you want to do is put an equals and a blank beside it. Okay, and then turn the statement around. What power, see here I have my power, and remember the logarithm is asking what's the power. And so what power of 4 is 64? What power of 4 is 64? That's what this statement says. What is the power of 4 that gives us 64? And so you would say, okay, let's see, 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4, well, that's 64. Okay, and so it's 4 to the third that gives us 64. And so we can now fill in the blank. What power of 4 gives us 64? Well, it would take 4 times 4 times 4 to give us 64. It would take 3 4s multiplied by them itself to give us 64. So 4 to the third is 64. And so thus, log base 4 of 64 is 3. What power of 4 is 64? The third power of 4 is 64. That's it. Okay, let's do a few more. Okay, trying to get into a rhythm on our logarithms. Okay, all right, so log base 5 of 625. Log base 25 of 625. Well, what power of 5 is 625? Maybe we need to look at this a little bit further. Log base 5 of 625. Well, let's start multiplying. 5 times 5, maybe another 5, maybe another 5. Let's see. 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 is 625. Okay. How many 5s would we need to get 625? Well, maybe it'll take 4 of them. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. 5 multiplied by itself 4 times. Let's see, 5 times 5 is that's 25. And then 25 times 5, if you have 5 quarters, that's $1.25, okay. And then if you have a $1.25 5 times, well, let's see, $1 5 times is $5. And then 5 more quarters, that's another $1.25. So $1.25 and $5, that's $6.25. Okay. All right. So what power of 5 makes 625? The fourth power. Okay. What power of 5 gives us 625? The fourth power of 5 gives us 625. Alrighty then. All right, let's do one more. Example 5. Log base 6 of 216. Okay, what power of 6 is 216? Well, let's see. Put the equals in the blank there. And then ask yourself, what power of 6 is 216? What power of 6 is 216? That's what this says. What power of 6 is 216? When you just see the logarithmic question there, it's asking what power of 6 gives us 216. And so start multiplying. 6 times 6, that's 36. And then 36 times 6, that's 216. 30 times 6 is 180. And 6 times 6 is 36. And when you add those together, you get 216. See, 6 times 6 is 36. And 36 times 6 is 216. Because if you have 30 times 6 is 180, and then 6 more 6s gives you 36, and 180 plus 36 is 216. So it looks like we need 1, 2, 3 6s. Okay. What power of 6 is 216? The third power of 6 is 216. All right. So there's a basic understanding of what a logarithm is. And now in the next lesson, we will go into some properties of exponents and properties of logarithms. So tune in for that. This is Mr. O'Donnell signing off from Check This Out Mathematics. Please subscribe to the channel, leave comments down below, and give me a thumbs up. Alrighty, thank you.